where are we going to go? Top dive sites in the world are obviously not agreed upon by everybody. But a general consensus, these are some of the top 5. I have had the good fortune of being able to dive at 2 of these locations. One is the Angala in Australia, and it's actually a reef, a sunken ship that has created its own sort of ecosystem and its own reef system. Based on the currents of where it is, it's really difficult to get out to, and it has to be a very calm day in order to get there. The Blue Corner Worm in Micronesia is also meant to be incredible. And the other dive I've been able to go to is the Manta Ray Night Dive in Hawaii. And basically, like it says, it's at night, and a whole bunch of scuba divers go out, and you sink to the bottom floor, you pick up a big rock, you sit on your lap, you all sit in a big circle. It's kind of like watching a theatrical show. And you basically sit there for about 45 minutes, and you shine your light into the center, all of you into the center of the circle. And your light attracts plankton. And manta ray feed off plankton. And so, before you know it, you are watching this amazing acrobatic dance of these beautiful creatures. Manta ray are likened to the eagles of the ocean, and they are spectacular to watch. It's really pretty amazing. You can also snorkel on that dive. Well, they're supposed to be snorkeling. The Egyptian Red Sea is also meant to be incredible. This list was the top 10 in the world. Another 2 or 3 dive sites would be from the Egyptian Red Sea. That's also a huge place to go if you are a scuba diver. So, we now know where we're going to go. We know what we're going to use when we get there. What are we going to see when we get there? I've already mentioned like the manta rays, something that you can see. But another one of my favorite little creatures to see is a lionfish. This guy is only about this big, about a basketball size. And they're very placid. They kind of sit in one spot. They don't move a whole lot. They just kind of stare at you, and you can get up pretty close to them. And the reason they are so placid, you can see all these kind of flashy colors, lots of red and lots of stripes. More often than not, anything under the water that is either red or striped means danger, do not touch me, because they're poisonous. And so the reason he's not afraid of me is because, like, go ahead, try to touch me, I'll hurt you. And so these spines from the outside of him are very, very poisonous, even to the human hand. So they're very dangerous, and you don't touch them, you just take pretty pictures of them. Something else I forgot to mention. This is a dive log. Every diver who begins diving or wants to do so on a regular basis creates one of these. I have had this dive log. If you can tell, this blue book is rather old. I've had this since I started diving in high school. And you log every single dive. And inside what you log basically is obviously where you went, who you dove with, how long you dove for, how deep you dove, and then other information that will help you on future dives, like how much air you used, or the temperature of the water, because that can also correlate to how much air you use. Also, just interesting things like what you saw, if you want to go back there again, like that kind of stuff. So like on this particular dive in front, it was a wreck dive, and I saw an angular frogfish, a black blotched ray, and a mantis shrimp, and a razorfish, which is like tear ducts in my nose. So these are just they're key things to have. To date, I have dived 4,535 minutes. That equates to about 75 hours. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but it took me 121 dives in order to accomplish that. So I'm going to go ahead and pass this around. My dive cards are also over here. I've got my open water, my advanced open water, and my dive master cards on the side. The pictures in the back are very touching. I'm also going to pass around. This card. It's waterproof, and oftentimes when you're diving, you just attach it to yourself, and it gives you, you're like, wow, that's a really neat fish. I want to know what it is, and it's got little pictures on here for you, so you can look at it and you can be like, oh, it's a bushtail surgeon. Very cool. So it has fish. And then also, it has sort of the marine life, algae and ferns and big animals too. So I'll go ahead and pass that around. This is not how you want to scuba dive. Everything goes to you. So we've got the lionfish that we can see. Yes, the Disney movie gave them a name, but that's what they're called. And clownfish are actually quite unique creatures. They're all born male, and once the dominant female in the party dies, the dominant male changes sex and becomes a female. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So there are no female-born clownfish. Also, they're kind of neat because they live in anemones. I don't know if many of you know, but anemones have, they sting if you touch them, but clownfish have a mucous membrane around them that keep them from being stung. We also have the parrotfish, which next time you all walk across a white sandy beach, you can thank the parrotfish, because you're walking on parrotfish poop.
Awesome.
Then we also have the giant clam. Now this picture may look small and innocent, but these things can grow up to be 4 feet wide, which is pretty impressive when you're under the ocean and you can see a clam that's about as big as you. So overall, now we know what we use, we know where we're going to go, and we know what we're going to see. So can someone tell me, can someone name, by raise of hand, 3 pieces of equipment necessary to dive?
Your VCD, your second stage, and your radio.
Woo! You can come up and grab a cane for.
I'm good.
Oh. And someone else would raise a hand, name one of the top 10 best dive spots in the world. Country works too. Emily?
Yongala, Australia.
Nice job. And I'll pass them out there. Oh, and then what is unique about how clownfish is born, Harrison?
They're all male.
They are all male. And how big can a giant clam grow?
4 feet.
Yay! Thank you.